Okay, just less than how many hours to go for the next final T20I?
16 hours.
15 hours to go for the next T20I. I have a big question before we get into the playing 11 that we wanted to discuss, because even though India won that game, not everyone was happy with the team selection, and that's what we'll try and focus on. My big question is it now certain that Hardik Pandya is India's T20 captain?
He's told you. I think
That's
Hardik
what
Pandya has told you in no uncertain terms that he is. And he's been told by the BCCI. He's been told by the selectors. He's the chosen one.
Okay.
He's the chosen one.
Remember,
and he's the rightful candidate.
No, he is. But this is breaking news because you have heard it first here on Sports Today.
Yes.
Where, as Vikrant has just said, that the BCCI has told Hardik Pandya that he is the next
No,
T20.
nobody's told me. I'm just putting things together like anybody else would. That and
now you're trying to shoulder your arms to delivery outside off stump.
I'm being very frank. I said you don't need to ask anyone.
Yes.
You do not need to ask anyone.
But you're certain that he is the
yes, of course,
captain. So Rohit Sharma has been told that that's the end of the road as a T20I captain.
Nikhil, even if India had won the World Cup, even if India had won the World Cup, there would have been a few senior players, including Rohit, who would have made way for the younger lot.
Okay.
For them to prepare for the 2024 T20 World Cup. So, and there was a suggestion from a very powerful section of the team management to make KL Rahul the next captain. He was the vice captain. He was being groomed for that. He had 2 half centuries in the World Cup, but somehow now I think the other half that runs Indian cricket has decided it will not be KL Rahul. It will be Hardik Pandya.
Wow.
So is it, okay, fine. Captaincy aspiration may have come to an end for KL Rahul, but is he still going to be in the scheme of things for T20I under Hardik Pandya? Considering they are very good friends as well.
He can be. But again, with KL Rahul, you will have to be very sure, because you will also have to assess the other candidates. You'll have to see where could Rahul be in 2 years' time. And I don't think they are going to take any decision against KL Rahul now.
Yeah.
So there is every possibility of KL Rahul playing in the T20s in future. And I think if you are to arrive at a final conclusion, well, it will be somewhere around the 2023 50 over World Cup. Post the World Cup, you will then decide on KL Rahul whether or not you need him for the 2024 T20 World Cup. Let us say if he has an outstanding year in ODIs, an outstanding World Cup next year, will you reject him?
No, not at all. I also think that, to be fair to him, yes, he didn't have a great T20I World Cup, but there were other players who also did not have that. Plus, I think that he has the capability to be a T20 player. Only someone has to tell him that, listen, wake up. We want you, and what is probably something that Hardik is pointing out. Maybe you need a captain to, tell him that I'm not going to accept you in this avatar. I need you in this avatar. He has all the shots in the book. He can play at that tone, but I want you to continue playing this way, and I don't want you that way.
I think it is also the team management which was very defensive. I'm sure if the team management would have told KL Rahul to go slam bang from the first ball, he would have at least tried to.
Attempted.
But if the team management was intent on not losing too many early wickets because we have the batting order to accelerate in the second half, then that is exactly what he was trying to do.
Yes.
And I think, again, I've said it so many times, Nikhil, T20s is not a format where if you're not in form, you go to a World Cup hoping that one day your form will come back. Because in trying to search for that personal form, it is the team. It is the team that you let down.
Because KL Rahul's strike rate has been a big issue. It's no longer hidden now.
Look at Surya Kumar Yadav, yaar. Yeah. Surya versus the rest. Even yesterday's game. 51 balls, 111 runs. Versus the rest, 69 runs, 69 balls.
Yeah, 80 runs, 69 balls. Yes.
So 80 runs in all.
All.
Including the sundries.
Yes.
So
extras.
So 69 balls, 69 runs.
69 runs.
So the entire team's getting a strike rate of 100. And this guy is more than
270.
200.
It happened in the World Cup also.
Yeah.
But at least
Why
he
have
had
they taken 17 players? Now that is my question. I was in Australia, so that day I didn't count when the team was announced. Why have they taken 17 by the
believe
way?
in this, because this team has Bhuvneshwar at 8 and Kumar at 9, which is why he will do well to not show this team on screen, please.
Okay.
I pointed
They'll have
this
16.
Yeah, I pointed this out earlier as well.
yes.
They have split him into two, but I pointed this out. Anyway, but I kind of agree with, because there is Hardik there, so I just got reminded. I agree with what Vikrant said, that, the writing is on the wall. I think the biggest clue that he gave was after that game, where he said that we as a unit have decided that this is what we're going to be doing going forward, and we need to be aggressive. Whatever, he was, laying his plans out for everyone to hear, which is a clear indication on his part that he has had a word with the rest of the team, and he has told them what you must do, and these are the kind of things that are only designated captain, not a makeshift captain that who comes in for a brief. This is only a designated captain who can tell his bunch of players, because he wasn't saying in this series, he's saying going forward. So clearly this has been communicated to a Hardik Pandya. He knows very well that he's the captain going forward, and even though the official announcement hasn't been made, he's pretty clear where he wants to take the team.
Yeah.
And
it will be the job of the new selection committee, not this one.
Yeah. The new
This one has selected the team based on what maybe the coach would have wanted, and it should be up to the new selection committee. If the new selection committee feels that for the 2024 World Cup you should also have Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Ravichandran Ashwin, Dinesh Karthik in the team, so be it. It will be up to the new selection committee now. Now, not for these four, it will be for the new 5 wise men of Indian cricket.
Hopefully 5.
Well, they will be 5.
Remember, in this tenure,
there remain 4.
there was only 4. No West
That's
Zone.
because they couldn't get a batsman.
From the West Zone.
West Zone, yes. Abe Kuruvilla. That was it. But again, this is the last T20I that they'll play this year. After that, there are no more T20Is. It's
Are
only
you sure?
ODI.
I thought there was
Bangladesh, 3 ODIs and 2
Bangladesh
tests.
I know.
Then December, that's the whole calendar. January onwards.
Okay.
You will have more emphasis on the ODIs. T20s you will
Absolutely.
play because
Sri Lanka-
that is the revenue generator. But you know what, Siddharth? We were just discussing, me and Nikhil. I think T20s still have the potential to give you something other than the road to 2024 T20 World Cup. T20s can give you a couple of good players for the next year's 50 over World Cup as well.
Yes.
Do not please separate the two formats. Let us now mix it. When there was no reason to mix the two formats, they did that.
In the case of DK.
Yes. No. See, because we play T20s just like an extension of one-dayers. Now what I'm saying is, let us play ODIs as an extension of T20s. Mix the two formats. Take good talent raw talent from T20s. Groom them for the next year's ODI World Cup. Otherwise, the world's moving at a very fast pace. Surya Kumar Yadav has shown your own team, the dressing room, the way forward. So now, in 12 months' time or 11 months' time, in the ODIs, the world would have gotten to a stage where they're scoring 400 runs, 425, 450.
Yes.
You will be content at looking at scores of around 300 runs because you're preparing for 300 runs. Preparing for individual centuries.
Yes.
If you now start preparing for 400 runs in 50 overs, you will at least get to 375.
Yes.
And Surya has shown you the way. Now tomorrow there could be a suggestion where, if you were to make the World Cup team now, the next year's World Cup team now, there'd be a few teams where Surya Kumar Yadav doesn't get a place in the 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is also a possibility. But would you want to do that?
No way.
So the essence should be on taking the raw talent from T20s and grooming them for the 50 over World Cup.
If you have to give an indication today in the Vijay Hazare, there were 3 teams that posted in essence of 400. 426, 506 and also 400.
Against which team did
but those,
get...
Arunachal Pradesh.
Northeast teams, I think that is something you need to look at.
But again,
I don't think
with
it's
due
fair.
respect, an ODI double 100 is a. But against
277.
He's mighty excited, folks. from
Luckily, he went out of CSK. Luckily.
Why luckily?
That's why he's got this form now. That fire is
I
back.
think this is his 5th century this year.
5th consecutive century.
Good. He's got that appetite.
Yeah.
He's got that hunger. There was another fellow who had that hunger.
Devdutt Padikkal.
Rituraj.
Rituraj Gaikwad also.
Where is he now? Where is Padikkal?
Where is
Prithvi Shaw?
Still struggling.
So till the time you play inclusive, you will never be able to get raw talent.
Is Prithvi not playing
Prithvi is playing.
domestic?
Mumbai. He is playing for Mumbai. Yeah.
Yes.
He's not scored too many runs, though.
Yeah. Yashasvi is also playing.
He
Just
also got a double century.
Last year.
No, he got a century here.
Yeah, he got a century, yes.
So plenty of talent there.
Nikhil, honestly, I feel, again, this is the BCCI's call, but I feel that merging the Northeast newer states
I
with the
agree.
main teams it's a mismatch.
Mismatch.
I mean, let them have their own league. I mean, let
Tier.
them have a,
Yeah.
Have a tier system.
Although Assam did beat Karnataka.
But
I know.
Assam has been
Yeah.
Yeah,
among the
cricketing-
Northeast teams.
yeah.
Assam was always a good
Yes.
team.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals, they did reach the Ranji final.
So
trophy
if you
once,
want to
yeah.
reward them, let them go back to the old system. Let
Play
the
it.
5-6 teams play, and then one team gets elevated every year,
Yes.
Yeah.
or 2 teams perhaps.
Yeah, that tier system.
You
works
can't
fine.
reduce domestic cricket where there'll be 10 batsmen scoring 1,000 runs, and there'll be 10 bowlers taking 70 wickets, and then none of them can play for India.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the problem I think in India is now supply has totally outrun demand. There is too much for too few places. This is where I think BCCI's player management, who fits in what role, is being tested. There are far too many good players, but the spots are very, very few. How do they recognize where do
Shouldn't that be a good headache to have?
But they don't seem to utilize it.
Yeah, so then that's our fault.
Oh, you had as many as 10 captains here. You are a rich country. You had 10 people leading the national team. Where else would this happen, bhai?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving. It's like Brazil, right? They're good in football because they say that you lift a stone and you find a footballer in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Why should it be a hindrance? So why should it be a problem in the success of a team?
Because somewhere down the line, I think that is the case. 5 to 6 years, far too many good players, but they've not got a long run with the Indian cricket team.
Yeah, I mean that.
In the case in point, maybe Sanju Samson, maybe. That is one case.
That what happens to India's 11? Would you make any changes? First question is, and let's get all our thoughts. Do you continue with a Rishabh Pant and Ishan Kishan opening partnership?
Of course.
But do you see this going forward? This can be.
I hope
That I
so.
don't know.
I hope so.
That I don't know. The early days again, because we also keep passing our judgments premature. But let them play this series. One player I would definitely want to see more is Sanju Samson.
Yes.
I don't want Sanju Samson to sit on the benches. I think there's something in that player as well. Something that maybe Suryakumar Yadav has. Both Surya and Sanju are very selfless kind of players.
Yes.
And that's a mistake as well at times.
Though Sanju has kind of changed now. The newer Sanju from this IPL and the Sanju that played ODI cricket, and I'm not blaming him.
But he's a team man.
Yes, he is.
Both of them are.
I think he's realized that the criticism that came my way, Sanju, was that listen, he had all the shots in the book. He would throw caution to the wind and play aggressive cricket like Surya Kumar or whatever. And in what would happen, he would get that one big 100 and then you would have string of failures.
Yeah.
So everyone started criticizing him. Recently, I've noticed that with Sanju in the last 6-8 months, in that IPL that just went by, I don't know whether that was because he was captain, so he took on more responsibility. He changed the way he was playing.
Yeah.
So he took his time, then got going. Similarly, the few one days that he played recently for India, where he was batting lower down the order, also he changed. So he was
Will there be place for
batting-
him in the ODI team?
I think there will be a place for him on the ODI team, not in the T20 setup.
I think
No, in New Zealand or otherwise as well?
otherwise. I'll tell you why. If you remember, he did an interview where he said this, Sanju Samson said this very recently, that the team management, and this is the earlier think tank, which included Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid,
Rohit is the
which is
captain
going
of
to
the
continue
ODI,
now.
yeah.
Yes, correct. So they told him that we are looking at you as that finisher in the ODI format.
Yes.
He has been told, and which is why if you saw, he was batting at number 5 or 6 in that ODI series, and which is why I think because he knew he was the captain of the IPL team. We know that he's opened. He could have very well opened, but he was batting 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
3-4
In IPL as well.
in that, yeah.
Clearly, he's moving into that middle. No, I think he was batting 4 also.
Yeah,
I
he
could
did,
be wrong.
he did.
He did.
No, but tell me one thing, Nikhil. Okay, I know it's again premature to have the 50-50 World Cup 11. So if they've told Sanju Samson that you are the finisher that we are looking at, who are the other 5 batsmen?
It's KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli,
Surya Kumar Yadav,
Surya Kumar
Hardik.
Yadav.
Shikhar Dhawan?
Shikhar Dhawan is there. You're right.
Have you decided?
Shikhar Dhawan in place of KL Rahul then. If his
Yeah.
form
Then
remains.
KL Rahul batted number 5.
Yeah.
Wasted then.
No,
He's
got
done
runs.
well. He's done well.
So let's
He's
say,
done
going
well
by
at that
what this selection committee has been telling you and telling the players as well, is that you've got Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli as your 1, 2, 3. 4 would be somebody else. 5 would be KL Rahul. And 6 would be Hardik Pandya.
4 is Sky, 5 is that, 6
No,
is
4
that.
could be Rishabh Pant. 4 could be Surya Kumar Yadav. 4 could be Shreyas Iyer. 4 could be Sanju Samson.
That's why I said too
No,
much.
maybe is Sanju Samson that number 7. But then how do you...
How you wasting him
Jadeja
at
is your,
7?
Ravindra Jadeja is your number 7. That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, what if he's 8 because they need batting at 8?
What I'm saying is, Nikhil,
All these. That means you have no
They've been
confidence in
saying
the
that
top.
they need
No,
number
I think
8 batting,
what I'm
yeah?
saying is, let them be flexible. Let them not decide on their 11 right now. They will have to take a decision on Shikhar Dhawan sooner than later.
Yes.
No,
If he's
for now-
playing in the World Cup, then there should not be any debate. But if there is any debate, he's got to be told now.
No.
And somebody else, you've got to start preparing with that man. You can't, again,
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep repeating these mistakes. Why is it that they keep repeating mistakes? Why is it that they, again, T20s, they were very sure what to do. Again, like I said, maybe they went down the wrong path, but they would play the youngsters in games leading up to the World Cup the entire year, and then right in time, all of them were shunted out. Because those who were resting or fighting form came back and took their places.
Last minute. All till the last minute.
But they knew. They knew exactly. And I think Dinesh Karthik's case study is, I don't know what.
A tale of caution.
No. It was not conforming to the T20s, the modern day T20 attitude, approach.
But they
You
got
were
him...
not being progressive.
No, but they got him saying that this is the guy who can bat
Why
in the
did
T20
they
format.
then not
play
use it
scoops
properly?
and- yeah, that
They
is
should
their
have-
fault.
They should have
That is
given
their
him.
fault.
He played first game in Asia Cup against Pakistan.
Yes.
Right? Next game, Hardik Pandya rested. They brought Rishabh Pant back into the side. So both Dinesh and Rishabh Pant played in the 11. Rishabh Pant kept wickets. So what do you assume of that? What does Dinesh Karthik assume of that?
Then he was dropped, Dinesh Karthik.
Then he was dropped.
Yes.
And then in the World Cup also.
Yeah.
In the lead up to the World Cup, played just 10
And then
balls.
you played Rishabh Pant in the last league game because you maybe knew that England would have 2 leg spinners bowling at the Indians, and you needed left-hand batsman. And he played in the semi-finals, and
He never was promoted of that how to counter the spin. Mystery. That's again a mystery. I mean,
no, it wasn't a mystery.
Okay.
Somewhere deep down we knew that this approach will not work. And I don't know why people are they don't want change. I don't know why Indian cricket doesn't need change or doesn't want change. You can't go on and on and on and on with the same formula. Nikhil made a very valid point on Sports Talk. And I learned from what Nikhil said. He said Surya Kumar Yadav prepares his T20 shots in the nets,
yes.
and the others they improve their game, the game that they've already been blessed with. I mean, in the nets, you look at the Indian batsmen, they're playing cut shots, drives, on drives, pull shots, lofted shots. But Surya Kumar Yadav would play these shots and he would improvise. because he's preparing for the T20s.
Yes.
So I think
That's where my problem comes. If Shikhar Dhawan is persistent, will we still say that, criticism, we are not open to change? Because Dhawan will not play the modern ODI template where 400 is now the new normal.
Yeah.
That is the problem that Shikhar Dhawan has. But his consistency and big match.
But I think we're not that far behind in one-day cricket as we are in T20 cricket, because certain conventional things still work in one-day as compared to T20. But my point is, you were trying to fix Sanju Samson in the one-day squad in terms of changes. Okay, so Rishabh and
Ishan persist with them.
Any other changes in the batting? Because people are surprised. No chance to Sanju Samson, no chance to Umran Malik, no chance to Harshal Patel, who sat out the entire World Cup.
Maybe in place of Bhuvaneshwar, Umran Malik for the third T20I. Because Bhuvaneshwar has played 80 plus.
I wouldn't have had Bhuvaneshwar in this squad. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. If you're looking at 2024, as you said, then maybe you should. Okay, Siraj I can understand because you're going to groom him.
Yeah.
And he was your net bowler and he was doing well, gradually improving, coming there.
And he bowled well in the second T20I
yes.
also.
Arshdeep is your future.
Yes.
So in that case, I don't know. I would be tempted to play one between Harshal and Umran instead of a Bhuvi. I hope.
Napier always has been a hard and flat wicket. I think Umran would get much more help from that wicket.
Okay. So both of us go with Umran. Do you see Umran coming for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar? Should come in.
does it make sense?
I think I want to see him. If he's
Then
my
why did you
future.
take Bhuvaneshwar?
But exactly my point. I can't understand. But if he's my future, I want to see him play more and more games.
That should have happened in the first game. Now that again, there are too many T20 games after this tour.
This is the last T20 of the year.
I'm saying if you never know, you might need him out and out quick fast bowler in an ODI World Cup
They
also.
might give him a game and then give Arshdeep a rest. Maybe that can also happen. I would also want to see a lot of Mohammad Siraj in future.
Yeah, he's
Because now you have nothing to lose.
I would definitely want to see Mohammad Siraj bowling more and more in white ball cricket. He'll learn.
Yes.
He is a wicket taking option. Yesterday, while he was bowling, he could have gone for runs, but when the ball was hitting the bat, you could feel that the batsman wasn't very comfortable.
heavy ball.
Yeah.
bowls
And
are
also
heavy ball.
variations.
Yeah.
He's got that element also now in his arm.
Late movement.
Yes. So
So that change in that, no changes in terms of batting. How do you fit a Sanju Samson?
either you have to drop Ishan Kishan, either get him, drop him.
Then again, one game, you should not do that. And we've been crying for consistency. Don't look at creating 24 players. Just look at creating 11 or 12. I would want somehow Sanju Samson in the 11, but there is a possibility that he may not play in this 11, the T20s. Maybe
ODIs.
he plays in the ODIs.
How do you fit him in your 11? Let's say you want him in your 11. How do you fit
This 11 I can't. Deepak Hooda has done well. How do you drop him? I think Rishabh, Ishan Kishan, since they opened in the first game, must open in the second. I mean, the
Shreyas also one chance. I mean,
it's too early.
Although yet again that short ball.
unless one way, if you have rotation policy, resting, workload, then Sky, you say, oh, Sky, rest, workload management.
Then Sanju comes in.
Yeah.
No.
But though that will be like again.
I'm in favor of
disastrous.
Sanju. I somehow feel that Sanju Samson is somebody who can actually be just like Suryakumar Yadav. But if he's not, if he wasn't part of the first 11, let him sit out the second game as well. Give him opportunities in the ODIs. Give him many opportunities. Make him a permanent member of your team. How you do that is your headache.
One way you can fit him is.
If you could fit in Ashwin and Dinesh Karthik, you could also fit in Sanju Samson in your 11.
I'm saying now you can fit him immediately in the next T20I. If Hardik is bowling, Hardik didn't bowl last time.
Yeah.
If he is bowling, you can leave a Washington out.
Yes.
And fit in a Sanju Samson. That way you can still. I know he'll be batting a little lower down the order. Some might say that you get wasted there and you reduce the bowling option. Though clearly right now Hardik has shown that he prefers to go with multi-dimensional players, which is a Washington Sundar, which is a Deepak Hooda, which is he himself.
Yeah.
So he wants to pack that, and VVS Lakshman said that too. So if that is in mind, then Washington doesn't go out. And I think the balance wise also Washington makes sense. But in case you want to fit in a Sanju Samson, that's the only other option that you can get.
But they can try. They're not going to lose the series anyway. 9 out of 10 matches you won against New Zealand. That one loss only comes in the World Cup.
In the
World Cup.
Knockout.
No, not knockout. That's a league game, na? 21.
it was like a knockout only, yeah.
Ah,
Because you lost to Pakistan.
19 was a knockout.
Yeah.
yeah. That
So
was
they reserve their best on the
Only-
day that it matters.
They are the reverse of India. No longer bilateral bullies, but ICC
So I don't
heavyweights.
think for India, different formats, test
Yeah.
matches, one days, T20s, there's something seriously wrong. And it is not based on the skill alone. I mean, in terms of skill,
Yeah,
India is as good as any or better.
It's up
So,
here.
yeah. So, Paddy Upton, I think he's got a lot to do.
Yeah. Paddy Upton, 2011 he managed, but how could that happen?
This is live. Let Shane know.
Yeah.
It's a serious injury in
Who?
in a game.
So, who was the
England versus Islamic Republic of Iran.
who got injured?
The keeper.
Oh.
Oh, Jordan Pickford.
Okay, on that note,
Okay.
thank you for your company.
Tomorrow we'll be there for the third T20.
Tomorrow, yes.
Luckily, no rain. Thankfully.
Oh, good.
Thankfully,
Start on
no
time.
rain.
Who told you?
AccuWeather.
AccuWeather. We have seen
Yeah, you've got a
it.
correspondent.
And
Rahul Rawat is there. Ask him for ground
राफ्ता
report.
बनाए क्या राफ्ता
Rabta कीजिए उनके साथ।
Rabta. Tomorrow morning he'll come
Right,
up with an
ask.
update.
You should ask him.
He had done, then the events opened up and then he had to go in. But then today, I think tomorrow we'll get a full morning. What's happened? What is the situation in Hawke's Bay, Napier?
McLean Park.
Yeah, but the area is Hawke's Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've been there. We don't know.
Rugby.
Oh, the ground opposite the cricket ground, is it?
Yes.
The one where they no, not that. That's
No. That I think you're talking about
No,
Wellington.
you're
practice
talking about
ground. Napier. Is that the rugby ground?
no.
no,
Must be
McLean Park itself is a rugby ground.
rugby ground. Yes.
Just like how Auckland is, just like how
Yeah, the
Cape Town
dimension of the
is.
ground clearly tell you it is a
Yeah.
it is a rugby ground.
Only Basin Reserve, University Oval, and Hagley Oval. These are the only 3 venues which are cricket venues. Rest are all rugby grounds.
Bye bye. See
Thank you. Bye bye.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.